and welcome to Spot on the Money. I'm your host for today, Betsy Hume, and I am so excited for today's show. This one's for the ladies. If you're out there and you're a female and you are thinking about your financial future, this is the show for you. Don't go anywhere. I am thrilled to be joined today by Joyce Palmer, the founder and managing partner of JP Financial Group. Joyce, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
You're excited. I've been looking forward to this one. Honestly, I'm so thrilled to have you.
Good.
So I'm going to dive right in because we don't have much time and I want to get everything out of you that I possibly can.
Okay.
My first question is, your firm, as I know, one of the reasons I've been so excited, has an unabashed mission in serving women in the financial industry. Now, we're going to get into this more and more, but I just want to know off the top of the bat, can you give us your view on some of the ways that women really are kind of have an uphill battle in the financial world?
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, there's this saying that men are from Mars and women are from Venus when it comes to communicating. Well, that's the way it is with financial services. Ladies have to plan differently. We understand money differently, we function differently, and there are some unfair advantages or disadvantages, should I say, we have when it comes to money. There's actually a lot of different things, but there's 5 top ones that I just focus on when I'm talking to ladies.
Yes.
And why we need to definitely focus on our planning differently.
Great.
So I'll do a countdown, right? Love countdowns. So number 5 is there's a wage gap.
Yes.
So believe it or not, I've been doing financial workshops for over 13 years. When I started, this statistic was 80 cents. So for every dollar that a male made, a female made 80 cents.
Wow.
Okay. Fast forward, 2023 is 82 cents. Woohoo.
2 cents.
That's it. So wage is definitely a challenge.
Yes.
That's number 5. Number 4 is Social Security. So Social Security, according to the study, it says that it's gender neutral. So what does that mean?
Right.
That means it shouldn't matter. But because women's income are usually less, their Social Security numbers are usually lower.
Right.
So our Social Security income is less. And so that's a problem because when you're planning, you need more versus less, right? So that's number 4. Number 3 is investing in the marketplace. So I always ask this question and I get a surprise answer. Who's better investors, men or women? So most people would think men are because men are supposed to be good in math and investors. Right. But the reality is that women actually outperform men in their investment portfolios.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. The problem is we don't do it enough, right? But that's number 3. Number 2 is one that I'm really passionate about, and that's long-term care.
Yes.
Long-term care, right? So long-term care, I tell ladies, is a ladies' issue because we are usually the caregivers. So we take care of our husband, we take care of our children. Fast forward when it's time for us.
Who takes care of us?
Who takes care of us,
Yeah.
right? And where does the funds come from? And where does the money come from? So long-term care is huge. So that's a big one. And then number 1 is we live longer.
Yep.
Simple as that. So if we live longer, we need more money. We need our money to last longer. So those are some of the reasons why women really need to look at their finances different.
Wow. You know, I got to say, I was expecting you to give 1 or 2, but to have 5
Yep.
solid reasons right off the bat,
Yep.
I knew this was going to be a good episode. So I really want to know, also right off the bat, what led you to this mission? How did you come to land on this very important topic of specifically helping women with their financial future?
Yeah. So it's my personal story. It's my money story, as I call it. It started actually, and I'll always start this, and people usually give me a raised eyebrow, but I'll say boys are good in math, girls are not.
Oh.
So I always get, that's not true. No, well, that was my money narrative. I heard it 5 times, 1,000 times. So as a little girl, I hated math.
Oh, right.
I sucked at it. I hated it. And I kept saying, you know, when I grow up, my Prince Charming, he's going to be rich. So I'm going to marry a rich guy who's good in math.
Right.
So I won't have to worry about money. So fast forward, Prince Charming came galloping on a white horse. Well, actually it was the black Mitsubishi Galant. Close enough, right? And my fairy book lifestyle would start. We were blowing it out of the ballpark. We had great corporate jobs. We were saving money. And my Prince Charming handled all of the financial stuff.
Wow.
I didn't have to do anything with my money other than shop. And I did a great job at that. I loved shoe shopping and pocketbooks. So he handled all the financial decisions, met with the insurance person, did all the financial stuff. So fast forward, my storybook lifestyle would take a turn for the worse. At 38, my husband, my Prince Charming, was diagnosed with a rare bone cancer.
Oh no.
And the prognosis did not look good at all. I remember my heart drenching in fear of losing him.
Yeah.
And raising our, at that time, 3-year-old daughter.
Oh.
But what really hurt me more or scared me more was I had to handle the finances.
Right.
I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I have to make financial decisions that will impact my daughter, my husband, my family, and I was clueless. So fast forward, my husband would make a remarkable recovery.
Wow.
God is good.
Yes.
And he would go on to live cancer-free for 23 years. But my takeaway from that situation was I never wanted to be where I felt so clueless and so, unknowledgeable about how to handle money and finances.
Yeah.
So I started becoming like a student of finances, Susie Yarman books, reading everything financial. And I really started enjoying it. And I decided, I want to get licensed, I want to get trained, I want to get certified so I can help other women, just empower them about money. So now that's what we do. At JP Financial Group, we love empowering ladies to be powerful in their money, in their decisions about finances. And it all stemmed really from that unfortunate situation that turned into an opportunity.
Wow, that is such a powerful story, and I'm sure that a lot of our viewers can resonate with it. I know that I can. When my father passed away a few years ago, my mom said, I feel like I am 18 again, like I'm growing up and I have to learn all of these things that I just didn't have to because I had him to take care of it. Yep. Wow. Well, I was right. This is going to be a great show. Unfortunately, we have to take a quick commercial break. But before we do, I would love for you to let our viewers know what kind of an offer you have for them if they give you a call today.
Sure. So for you amazing ladies that are gearing up toward retirement, you need to give me a call for a strategy call. It's a 20-minute strategy call where you and I get an opportunity to talk. You get to share your money story. We get to identify any potential gaps that you may have in your financial plan. So a 20-minute strategy call is no cost, it's no obligation, and it's no judgment, ladies. It's opportunity for us to talk. So give me a 20-minute strategy call at 888-424-1009.
You heard her, ladies. Give her a call, and whatever you do, don't go away. We'll be right back on Spot on the Money.
If you've taken the time to build a nice nest egg, you're probably concerned about picking the next big stock. Questions that might be floating around in your head are, what if the market has a big correction?
Could I be paying less in taxes?
How do I see all the hidden fees in my portfolio?
How can I generate more income for retirement?
How will I get the most out of Medicare?
Should I claim Social Security early?
What will happen to my money if I get sick or die? We help people like you by designing a custom financial plan that can address all of these concerns and much more. If you're looking for a truly unique financial experience, look no further because this is what we do and we do it well.
Hello and welcome back to Spot on the Money. I'm your host today, Betsy Hume, again joined by the amazing Joyce Palmer, the founder and managing partner of JP Financial Group. So I've got another hot topic for you, especially I'm guessing in regards to women. I've already learned that there's a lot, kind of a different world between different and men in the financial industry. Our topic for this segment is taxes. Yes, one of those ones that everybody's worried about all the time, as they should be. It's an important part of our lives.
It is.
My first question for you is, delving into these 3 distinct phases of investing, and particularly the accumulation phase, how do women navigate this stage differently than men?
Yeah. So accumulation, of course, we know is the building stage. When you're putting money away, you're saving, you're investing.
Right.
You're using dollar cost averaging, you're putting money into your 401k. You're probably being a little bit more riskier with your investments when you're in the accumulation stage. And then there's the distribution stage when you're starting to figure out, now how do I get my money out of these things I've been putting in?
How do I spend that money?
How do I spend this money? And so it's the spend down phase or the distribution phase. And so what I find is that most of the time we get the accumulation and we've heard enough about the distribution, but there's another phase that I think we miss. And even advisors a lot of time miss this one.
Really?
It's preservation. So preservation comes between accumulation and distribution.
Okay.
Preservation is when you're in that phase where you're transitioning to get ready to retire, right? And so you have to start playing a little bit more defense, taking some risk off the table, start transitioning that money so that you, when you're ready to take it out, you can.
Right.
So in our office, we have what we call a 59 and a half party.
Okay.
Right? So, you know, ladies like to party.
I was going to say, I love a party
Like
already.
party.
What does that mean,
So
though?
our 59 and a half party recognizes the preservation stage. So we say when you're 59 and a half, there's some magical things that happen. You get a chance to move monies out of retirement accounts without being penalized, right?
Yeah.
So at 59 and a half, you're getting closer to the finish line for retirement. So why not take advantage of that and start positioning some of that money in more safe things, taking out of harm's way?
I think it's something that some people feel really intimidated by because they don't fully understand it.
Right.
But for you to frame it in a way that this is a celebratory thing, this is an exciting moment for you, that's beautiful.
Yep.
I love that. So, okay, now regarding investing, how can women be smart about taxes? This is a subject of our segment here. How can they stay organized so that taxes can be managed for them in the most efficient way possible?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's difficult. Well, the first thing that they can do to be smart is they can attend one of our classes.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So we do Retirement 101 for ladies. So we don't let any boys in the room. It's just girls. And we talk about all the things that's important to you about retirement planning.
Wow.
And one of them is taxes.
Yeah.
So we spent a good amount of time in that class diving into tax planning, tax strategies, right? Tax diversification. We think about portfolio diversification and putting money in different things, but a lot of times we don't realize tax diversification is just as important, right? All money is not taxed equally. Right. So we talk about tax diversification. So that's one thing they can do. And the other thing is just being mindful that when you're putting money away, you're going to eventually start taking it out. And you want to know how is it going to be taxed. You have a silent partner you got to contend with.
Yeah. I mean, even that is so interesting, talking about tax diversification and tax planning, because I think a lot of people, when they think about tax planning, they think of it as like, oh, okay, I got to gather my documents before April. But that's not what you mean, right? Yeah, I got to get that refund. But that's not what you mean by tax planning, right?
It's actually strategizing for the long term. One of the things, too, with taxes is your income. So you want to look at how your income is going to be taxed. So we actually use a bucket approach. We use a bucket planning approach, and we actually have 3 pink buckets. They're pink, of course.
Fun.
And it's one bucket that says how that money's going to be used, the now bucket, you know, money's that's now. And then it's the soon bucket, money I need soon. And then it's the later bucket, money that I'm not going to need till long term.
Right.
And how does each one of those buckets look as far as your monies? And then most importantly, how they taxed.
Yeah. Again, I love that. You make it fun and you make it, you simplify it, because that's exactly what it is just thinking about in terms of step 1, step 2, step 3, the stages, right?
Yep.
So then again, going along with that, we talked a little bit about the accumulation stage and the preservation, which I didn't even know about.
Right.
I would love to talk now a little bit about that last stage, about once a woman is in retirement, you know, what are those unique challenges that face them once they're in their retirement stage?
Yeah. So retirement stage comes the long term. That's that bucket that's long-term monies. Monies that I want to offset for inflation.
Right.
Monies that I want for long-term care.
Right.
And that's another whole nother, love long-term
Right.
care topics. But money that I want to leave for legacy. You know, monies that I may want to leave to my children or my grandchildren. So when you're looking at retirement and long-term, you are trying to segment those dollars and what you want those dollars to do for you for long-term.
Oh my gosh, I love that idea of legacy. We're definitely going to come back to that in the
Yes.
next segment. I have
Yes.
one more quick question. It's almost time for a commercial, but I want to squeeze a little more out of you.
Sure.
What are in regards to that longevity? What are some considerations women need to think about when their spouse does pass away, which, as we know, often happens before they do?
Right. So we still live longer, on an average 6 to 8 years longer than our,
Wow,
than our
that
significant others, right?
Wow.
So that means we do have to plan differently. It means we have to have that tough conversation. And I go back to my personal story. I didn't want to talk about money. I didn't want to talk about financial stuff. So that was like, ugh. But you have to have that conversation, and you have to start saying, what do I need to do now to make sure if he passes before I do, how do I make sure I'm okay financially?
That you'll be ready. Yeah. Oh, that is so important. Well, like I said, we do have to take a quick commercial break, but before we do, I would love for you to let the ladies know again what this offer you have for them today is.
Sure. So you amazing ladies that are gearing up for retirement, I want you to give me a call. It's a 20-minute strategy call. It's an opportunity for us to have a conversation. We can identify any potential gaps that you may have. You can share your money story, but most importantly, we get an opportunity to determine how to make sure you can have a happy and successful retirement that you deserve. So call me for a strategy call, 888-424-1009.
I love that, especially that no judgment part. You heard her, ladies. Give a call, 888-424-1009. But whatever you do, don't go away. You don't want to miss this last segment on legacy. We'll be right back on Spot on the Money.
In a rapidly changing world, securing your financial future is more important than ever. From your first paycheck to your golden years, our financial planning is as unique as you are. Our expert advisors provide personalized strategies, helping you navigate through life's financial journey. Life is full of milestones. We're here to ensure you're financially prepared for each one. With our innovative tools and tailored advice, watch your financial goals turn into reality. Build a partnership that grows with you every step of the way. Begin your journey towards financial freedom today. Contact us to discover how.
Hello and welcome back to Spot on the Money. I'm your host, Betsy Hume, joined once again by the founder and managing partner of JP Financial Group, Joyce Palmer. I've just been having so much fun with you, first of all, and learning quite a lot. But I gotta say, I'm really excited to jump into this last segment because it's one that I've really been looking forward to. We're gonna talk about legacy. So, in regards to finance, what are some things that you wish you had known in your 20s, or maybe that our viewers in their 20s or some of our older viewers wish that their daughters knew?
Yeah, yep. So that's easy. I wish I knew how not to spend all the money I made.
Oh, yes. That is
So
a good one.
budgeting and being a little bit more mindful of spending. I think in the 20s,
Yeah.
you know, trips, vacation, shopping, just spending and not being mindful that you should have a budget and you should, well, first of all, I don't like the word budget.
Really?
So, yeah, at JP Financial Group, we've taken that word out.
Really?
Yeah. We don't use budget. It's a spending plan.
Oh, that is better.
Yeah, sounds better,
Got
right?
such a good ring to
Yes,
it.
because budget means reframe.
Yeah, it's
Stop.
restricting.
Right. So if you tell me, Joyce, you can't shop, you can't
Well, that
get
just
those
makes
shoes.
me wanna do it
right.
more.
I do it more.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So spending plan.
That
And
takes the power back.
It gives us power.
I
so
love
you
that.
can spend after you pay your bills, you pay your credit cards, you do all the things you necessarily need to do.
Ooh, that's
Whatever's
good.
left, you get to spend.
That's so good.
So now it may only be, I mean, one of my clients said, Joyce, it's only $20 left. But you can spend that.
Hey, that's
spend it.
your fun money.
So if I was, and I do get that. I wish my daughter knew this. I wish my children understood money now. So I would definitely say budgeting, being mindful of spending, and investing early. I mean, the rule of 72, starting early, putting money away. I mean,
Right.
that would be amazing if I had to do it again at 20.
Yeah, that's another really good one
Yeah.
because I think a lot of people think, I mean, men and women, but probably especially women think
Yep.
like, oh, investing is for something I'll do later on in my
Right.
life. I don't need to
Right.
worry about that right now, but why not?
Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
jump on the
Yep.
ball.
Yep.
Love that. Very good nuggets. So I know you talk a lot about a legacy for ladies, leaving a legacy for ladies, which I love. I just wonder, what does that mean? And how do you and your clients achieve that goal?
Yeah, so it's two parts. One is the typical, when you think of legacy, estate planning,
Right.
planning, having a will, a trust, and legal documents, and having accounts, retirement accounts set up. So that is certainly legacy, passing on wealth and passing on assets the right way. And that's where taxes come in too, right?
Right.
So some recent changes and everything that's going on with that. But that's one part of legacy. But the other part of legacy that we talk about is traditions and values.
Oh,
So I think of my late grandmother, who lived to 104, by the way.
Wow.
Was my favorite person. I was her
Good
favorite
genes,
grandchild.
Joyce.
Yeah, good genes. But there were so many traditions and values that she instilled in me as a little girl.
yeah.
Making biscuits, homemade biscuits. I mean,
Yum.
that's a lost art now.
So next time you're on the show,
Yeah,
you'll bring
yeah.
your homemade.
I'll bring those homemade biscuits because I got that from my grandmother.
Wow.
My mother, she also left traditions and values and legacies. Those are things that also is important when you're thinking about legacy planning. So it is the money, yes, but it's also the traditions, the values, the principles, the things like that, the pictures, the photos, all of that where you cherish and you hold on to when you're thinking about legacy planning.
Oh, I love that so much. Yeah. Again, like I've said in the first two segments, you have such a great way of making things fun and accessible. I think so many people are hesitant to even look at their financial plan, let alone bring in a financial professional because it feels so intimidating and it feels so negative a lot of the time. But you have a great way of making it fun and engaging and really encouraging people to do that for themselves. I think that's really beautiful. So you mentioned estate planning. I know that is, again, a topic that people really don't like to talk about because A, it's intimidating, and also it's kind of a downer, right? Nobody really wants to think about what that involves and when that comes into play.
Exactly.
But I would like to ask you, while it can be very crucial in avoiding turmoil in passing down an inheritance, I know, can you tell us a little bit more about what estate planning entails and why it's so important?
Sure. So estate planning, like I mentioned before, it involves actually planning and strategizing out how you want your accounts to pass on.
Right.
So having a trust, you're getting to put in writing exactly what your wishes are and how you want things to transfer. Power of attorney. If you're incapacitated and you can't make a decision on your own, you need someone that can help do that. Healthcare elective, I think that's huge. During the pandemic, we learned you dare go into a hospital without one. You may not like it.
Yeah.
So that's part of estate planning. Taxes come again into estate planning. If you're, especially for ladies, if you're single and you're passing on monies to children, the rules have changed. The rules
Really?
have changed. So you cannot just pass it on and then have, forever to pay the taxes. So there's a timeline on when they have to start pulling that money out of those retirement accounts and paying taxes on it. So being mindful of that and understanding that's all part of estate planning as well. And partnering with a good, solid estate attorney. So we do that. We partner with 2 estate attorneys that come in and actually help our clients make sure they're doing those legal documents the right way.
Wow, that is so comforting.
Yep.
And again, so interesting what you were just saying about it being different if you're single.
Yep.
Because as we mentioned before, the majority of women, even if they were married, will be single because their spouse will pass away.
Exactly.
That's so important to know.
Yep.
And again, so specific to being a female and trying to navigate the financial industry.
Yep.
We unfortunately, I hate to say, because I've just been having so much fun and learning so much from you, but we are out of time for today's show. Before we go, though, I do want you to leave our viewers one more time with this incredible offer that you have for them.
Sure. So for those amazing ladies that are gearing up for retirement and you want to make sure you have all your financial ducks in a row, we offer a 20-minute strategy call. It is an opportunity for you and I to talk. You share your money story. We identify potential gaps. We identify ways that we can help you put together a solid retirement plan because you deserve to have a happy and successful retirement. The 20-minute strategy call is no cost, it's no obligation, and it's no judgment, ladies. So call me, 888-424-1009.
Wow, I just want to thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you.
And ladies out there, once again, I strongly encourage you to give Joyce and her team a call. If for no other reason, then you will have a blast talking to her. But more importantly than that, she will put your mind at ease, she will give you a strategic plan, and she will let you enjoy your life and not worry about all of these kind of intimidating topics. One more time, that number is 888-424-1009. And don't forget to join us next time on Spot on the Money.